In the annals of football history, certain teams transcend mere sporting achievement. They become legends. They embody an era, a philosophy, a perfect storm of talent and tactical brilliance. Teams that redefine the beautiful game, leaving an indelible mark for generations to come. But what if one of the greatest teams ever assembled, a beacon of footballing purity, was destined to shine brightly for just one glorious moment before being scattered to the winds? What if their triumph, rather than heralding an era of domination, marked a poignant farewell? This is the story of Ajax, the class of '95. A team that, with an average age of just 23, conquered Europe, not with immense financial power or a galaxy of established superstars, but with homegrown talent, tactical innovation, and an unwavering belief in their unique Dutch identity. Their victory was a masterclass, a stunning upset against the mighty AC Milan, a team that had humiliated Barcelona just a year before. But as the final whistle blew in Vienna and the jubilant young Ajax squad celebrated their improbable triumph, an unseen force was already gathering, poised to dismantle their masterpiece. This is the tale of their impossible dream, their perfect season, and the ruling that changed football forever, ensuring that the '95 Ajax side would be remembered not just for what they achieved, but for what they could have been. To truly understand the magic of the '95 Ajax team, we must first journey back to the very foundations of their philosophy. Ajax isn't just a club, it's an institution, a crucible of footballing innovation deeply rooted in the concept of total football. And like many stories relating to Ajax, it can be traced back to Johan Cruyff's time, when his coach Rinus Michels masterfully executed the philosophy. Total football was a symphony of fluidity, positional interchanges, and a collective intelligence. Every outfield player except the goalkeeper was expected to be able to play in any position. When a player moved out of their designated zone, another seamlessly filled in the void, maintaining the team's structural integrity. It demanded highly intelligent, multi-skilled players who were comfortable in a variety of roles. Mikel's training sessions were intense, pushing players to their limits, emphasising constant movement, creativity, and space. The high pressing system forced opponents into mistakes while in possession. Ajax stretched the field, creating gaps with fullbacks bombing forward and wingers drifting inside. This philosophy brought Ajax unprecedented success in the early 70s, winning 3 consecutive European Cups from 71 to 73. And more importantly, it instilled a belief that football was a thinking person's game, a blend of teamwork, strategy and innovation. Crucially, Ajax's success highlighted the importance of youth development, nurturing talent from a young age within the system. Decades later, in the early 90s, another visionary would take the reins at Ajax, Louis van Gaal. A former PE teacher, Van Gaal was a staunch disciplinarian with an unshakable belief in his own methods deeply influenced by the Dutch school of football. While some might argue his approach was more pragmatic than the free-flowing style of Cruyff, Van Gaal's philosophy was equally revolutionary in its own right. Van Gaal's core principle was the collective over the individual. Every player had a designated role, and executing it precisely was paramount. His tactical system focused on clear movements and strict structures. He divided the attacking moment into 4 distinct phases: construction, circulation, creativity, and finishing. This meticulous approach meant every player knew their responsibilities, not just with the ball, but also in terms of controlling space and quickly moving the ball into advantageous areas. Van Gaal's preferred system typically featured a back 3, with Rijkaard operating ahead of Blind, distributing the ball into midfield. Attacking fullbacks, 2 mobile central midfielders and an attacking midfielder forming a diamond, with wide forwards who could cut inside to ensure numerical superiority in all areas of the pitch, allowing for seamless ball circulation and relentless pressure. Under Van Gaal, Ajax refined its famed youth academy, ensuring that young players were not only technically gifted, but also fully integrated into his demanding tactical principles from an early age. And this meticulous development would soon bear spectacular fruit. The 94-95 season was a testament to Van Gaal's philosophy and the blossoming talent within the Ajax squad. This was a team forged from a blend of experienced veterans and prodigious youth, many of whom had progressed through the club's renowned academy. At the back, the seasoned Frank Rijkaard, returning for his final swan song at his boyhood club, alongside the equally experienced Danny Blind, formed an impenetrable defensive core. Frank Rijkaard, a player of faultless pedigree and aggressive and firm style, had already achieved immense success with AC Milan, winning 2 European Cups, and his return provided crucial leadership and tactical insight. Edwin van der Sar, a towering presence between the posts, was already establishing himself as one of Europe's top goalkeepers. In midfield, The boundless energy of Edgar Davids and Clarence Seedorf provided dynamism and tactical discipline. These young players possessed incredible stamina and strength, and were tasked with tracking opposition wingers and supporting attacks. Jari Litmanen, the Finnish attacking midfielder, was the creative heartbeat, often operating as a false nine or dropping deep to link play, constantly making intelligent off-the-ball runs. Up front, the lightning-quick wingers of Mark Overmars and Finidi George stretched defences, while the young Patrick Kluivert led the line. Domestically, Ajax were simply untouchable. They swept through the Eredivisie, winning their 25th Dutch title in unparalleled style, not losing a single match all season. Their statistics were staggering. 27 wins and 7 draws from 34 games, scoring an incredible 106 goals and conceding only 28, finishing with a goal difference of plus 78. Patrick Kluivert was the league's top scorer with 18 goals, while Litmanen led all competitions with 27. This unbeaten domestic campaign was a clear demonstration of Van Gaal's philosophy in full effect. When every player performed their designated role, the team functioned faultlessly. Their success wasn't confined to the Netherlands. Ajax extended their unbeaten run to an astonishing 52 domestic matches and 19 UEFA Champions League matches between 94 and 96, with 95 being the peak of this remarkable period. This team went a full year unbeaten in both Europe and in the league, an unmatched historical achievement for any team simultaneously winning the Champions League and their domestic league without a single defeat. In the Champions League, Ajax were placed in Group D, facing off against familiar foes, the reigning champions AC Milan, as well as AEK Athens and Casino Salzburg. Their group stage encounters with Milan would set the tone for their European campaign. Their first clash at the Olympic Stadium saw Ajax dominate, securing a convincing 2-0 victory with goals from De Boer and Jari Litmanen. Milan, their star-studded squad, were outplayed. The return leg in Italy was equally impressive, with Litmanen scoring within 2 minutes, leading to another 2-0 win for Ajax. These victories against the European giants were a clear statement of intent. Ajax cruised through the group stage undefeated, showcasing their tactical superiority and youthful exuberance on the biggest stage. As the Champions League moved into the knockout phase, Ajax continued their relentless march. Their confidence, born from an unbeaten domestic run and dominant European performances, was palpable. In the quarter-finals, Ajax faced Croatian champions Hajduk Split. Despite a challenging away leg, Ajax secured a 0-0 draw, setting the stage for a decisive home fixture. In the return leg, Ajax demonstrated their attacking prowess, securing a comfortable 3-0 victory. Goals from Kanu and 2 more from Frank de Boer ensured their progression to the semi-finals. The semi-final draw pitted them against German powerhouse Bayern Munich. This was a true test of their mettle, a clash against a team with significant European pedigree. The first leg in Munich ended in a hard-fought 0-0 draw, showcasing Ajax's defensive solidity and tactical discipline even under great pressure. And the return leg in Amsterdam, however, was where Ajax truly unleashed their full attacking potential. In a stunning display of total football, Ajax dismantled Bayern Munich with an astounding 5-2 victory. 2 goals from Jari Litmanen, 1 from Finidi George, another from Overmars and Ronald de Boer, highlighted their collective brilliance as an offensive power. This emphatic win propelled them into the Champions League final, a remarkable achievement for such a young squad. Their opponent in the final would be none other than AC Milan, the very team that they'd outplayed twice in the group stage. Milan, under the astute management of Fabio Capello, was still a formidable force, boasting a squad of world-class talents and a reputation for defensive impregnability. They were the reigning champions and considered by many to be almost invincible in European finals, having famously thrashed Johan Cruyff's own Barcelona 4-0 the previous year. The stage was set for a classic encounter between the established kings of Europe and the audacious young pretenders. On May the 24th, 95, in the Ersthappel Stadium in Vienna, it became the battleground for the Champions League final. It was a clash of titans, a meeting of 2 distinct footballing philosophies. Fabio Capello's pragmatic, defensively solid AC Milan against Van Gaal's tactically intricate and youth-driven Ajax. The match was tense, a cagey affair with both teams displaying immense tactical discipline. Milan, renowned for their watertight defence, managed to largely nullify Ajax's usual free-flowing attack. Ajax's tactical setup was crucial. Van der Sar operated as a sweeper keeper, constantly looking to distribute the ball short. The defensive line, marshalled by Danny Blind as a sweeper, and Frank de Boer and Michael Reiziger as man markers, played a high line, always looking to play out from the back. Rijkaard, positioned as the deep line playmaker, was the tactical linchpin, dictating tempo, intercepting play and initiating attacks. His ability to drop deep, even alongside Blind, ensured the defensive stability and ball circulation. In midfield, Seedorf and Davids relentlessly trapped Milan's wingers, sacrificing personal glory for the team's balance and tirelessly supporting the attack. Lippmann roamed freely as an attacking midfielder or false nine, dropping deep when necessary to support Rijkaard and sprinting forward to act as a second striker. His intelligent off-the-ball movement created crucial space. Out wide, Overmars and George hugged the touchlines, stretching Milan's compact defence, only taking on defenders if exposed and otherwise circulating the ball to find space. As the match wore on, the tension mounted. Milan, despite their experience, found it difficult to break down Ajax's organised defence. Ajax, on the other hand, continued to probe, patiently shifting the ball from side to side looking for an opening. Then, in the 85th minute, the moment arrived that would forever etch this team into history. Patrick Kluivert, an 18-year-old substitute, had only been on the pitch for a short while, but his energy and instinctive finishing would prove decisive. He received a pass from Frank Rijkaard, played into a narrow gap in Milan's defence. A ricochet saw him teeter momentarily as Bosman slid in, but with an instinctive adjustment and an extension of his toe, Kluivert sent the ball beyond Sebastiano Rossi. It was a goal born of Ajax's upbringing, precise, instinctive and utterly decisive. At 18 years and 327 days old, Patrick Kluivert became the youngest player to score in a Champions League final, a record that stood for years. The stadium erupted. Van Gaal had done it. He'd taken Cruyff's ideas, Cruyff's system and Cruyff's side, and in that moment of victory, had surpassed the old master himself. For Ajax, it was the beginning of a new chapter, with their young, largely homegrown squad poised to become Europe's new footballing reference point. Rijkaard, playing in his final professional game, lifted the Champions League trophy, a perfect culmination of a storied career. The celebrations were pure pandemonium, a release of joy and disbelief. It was crazy what happened after the final whistle, Kluivert recalled. Everybody was just out of their minds. The triumph of '95 was not just a victory, it was a vindication of Ajax's unique model, a system built on nurturing local talent through world-class academies and integrating them seamlessly into a sophisticated tactical framework. Van Gaal almost matched the feat the following season, leading Ajax to a third successive Eredivisie title and taking Lippi's Juventus all the way to a penalty shootout in the '96 Champions League final. It seemed as though a new era of domination was being forged in Amsterdam. But then, the brave new world of the post-Bosman transfer market arrived, and with it, the beginning of the end for that wonderful Ajax side. The Bosman ruling was a landmark European Court of Justice decision, issued on the 15th of December in '95, just months after Ajax's Champions League triumph. This ruling fundamentally changed the landscape of professional football, particularly within the European Union. The case centred around Belgian footballer Jean-Marc Bosman, who was prevented from moving to a French club after his contract with RFC Liège expired. The court ruled that FIFA's transfer rules, which required a transfer fee to be paid even for out-of-contract players, constituted a restriction on the free movement of workers within the EU. The ruling effectively allowed players in the EU to move to another club at the end of their contract without a transfer fee being paid. Furthermore, the Bosman ruling prohibited domestic football leagues and UEFA from imposing quotas on foreign players, dismantling the restrictions that had limited the number of non-domestic players allowed on a team. Ajax became one of the first and most severely impacted clubs by this ruling. Within months, the core of their young, successful side began to be ripped out. Players no longer bound by transfer fees upon their contract expiring became free agents, highly coveted by clubs all across Europe. Patrick Kluivert, Clarence Seedorf and Edgar Davids, three of Ajax's brightest young talents, all moved to Italy on free transfers. These were the kind of players whom Ajax would have expected to build a dynasty around, potentially winning more European Cups. However, instead of receiving substantial transfer fees that would allow them to rebuild, Ajax received nothing. By '99, all of the Ajax side that started in the Champions League final of '95 had left the club. The Bosman ruling fundamentally shifted the balance of power in football from clubs to players, and by extension, to financially stronger clubs. It became almost impossible for clubs like Ajax to slowly build and retain a competitive squad, forcing them to adopt a model of constantly developing and then selling their brightest talents. 30 years have passed since that magical night in Vienna, and the stars of the '95 Ajax team have embarked on a diverse journey, both on and off the pitch. Many have continued to shape the world of football, while others have found new paths. Edwin van der Sar, after leaving Ajax, had a successful spell with Juventus and Fulham before becoming a Manchester United legend, winning the Champions League in 2008. After hanging up his boots, he served as the CEO of Ajax for many years, stepping down in May. Frank de Boer continued his playing career at Barcelona and Rangers. He transitioned into management, leading Ajax to 4 successive Eredivisie titles. His managerial journey also included stints at Inter Milan, Crystal Palace, Atlanta United and the Dutch national team. His brother Ronald also played for Barcelona and Rangers before concluding his own career in Qatar. He's since moved into coaching, currently serving as an assistant for Ajax's youth team. Patrick Kluivert, the hero of the '95 final, went on to play for top clubs like AC Milan and Barcelona. Following his retirement, Kluivert went into coaching, working as an assistant for the Netherlands national team under Louis van Gaal, managing Curaçao and holding a director of football role at Paris Saint-Germain. He's currently the head coach of the Indonesian national team. Jari Litmanen, the Finnish maestro, continued his career at Barcelona and Liverpool, among other clubs, before retiring in 2011. He remains connected to football, often participating in legends matches for former clubs including Ajax and Liverpool. Edgar Davids' career took him to European giants like Juventus, Barcelona and Inter Milan. He also had a player-manager role at Barnet. Off the pitch, he's explored media work and founded his own fashion company. Clarence Seedorf, a true Champions League specialist, Seedorf famously won the competition with 3 different clubs, Real Madrid and AC Milan, after leaving Ajax. His post-playing career includes managing AC Milan, as well as the national teams of Cameroon. He currently serves as a sports advisor and senior consultant. Marc Overmars, the electric winger, moved to Arsenal and Barcelona. After retiring, he became a highly influential director of football at Ajax, a role he held for a decade before resigning due to misconduct. He's since taken on a similar technical role at Royal Antwerp in Belgium. Finidi George, after his time at Ajax, had a notable career in Spain with Real Betis. He transitioned into management, coaching the Nigerian national team and currently Rivers United, continuing his involvement in African football. Kanu, the Nigerian icon, went on to play for Inter Milan, Arsenal, West Brom and Portsmouth. A heart condition discovered early in his Inter-career led to the establishment of the Kanu Heart Foundation, his primary focus post-retirement. He's currently the chairman of Enyimba Football Club in Nigeria. Danny Blind, the captain of the '95 team, retired from playing in '99. He's held various prominent coaching and directorial positions at Ajax and with the Dutch national team, including serving as head coach and assistant to Louis van Gaal. He's currently a member of the supervisory board at Ajax. Van Gaal himself, the architect of the '95 triumph, continued his illustrious managerial career at top clubs like Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Manchester United, and had 3 separate stints as the manager of the national team. These individuals, who once formed a cohesive unit, have each forged their own paths, yet collective legacy as the last dance of total football remains firmly etched in football history. Though the Bosman ruling dispersed the '95 Ajax team, their impact on football was profound and lasting. It's striking how enormously and unusually successful those players would continue to be at a diverse range of clubs across Europe. Bergkamp, who'd left Ajax for Inter Milan before '95, later found legendary status at Arsenal, alongside Overmars and Kanu, where they'd redefined English football. These players, modelled by Ajax's academy and Louis van Gaal, demonstrated the enduring quality of their football education. The '95 Ajax team, despite its short lifespan, left an incredible mark. Their style of play, a direct descendant of total football, infused with Van Gaal's structured approach, proved that collective intelligence, positional fluidity, and technical excellence could overcome individual star power and financial might. Elements of this philosophy can still be seen in modern football, particularly in teams known for their possession-based high-pressing game, such as Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, Manchester City, and even during his time at Bayern Munich. The story of the '95 Ajax team is a bittersweet one. It's a tale of a perfect storm of talent, tactical genius and unwavering belief that accumulated in a stunning European triumph. But it's also a poignant reminder of how swiftly the landscape of football can change, and how even the most brilliant creations can be undone by forces beyond their control. The Bosman ruling irrevocably altered the game, yet in that single moment of victory in Vienna, in Patrick Kluivert's precise prod that changed European football, Ajax proved that their way was the true way. They showed the world that a club built on principles of youth development and distinctive footballing philosophies could reach the very pinnacle of the sport. The '95 Ajax squad may have been dispersed, but their legacy continues to inspire, a timeless testament to the power of collective genius and the beauty of the beautiful game. If you like football history and football with a soul, hit like and subscribe. Who is your favourite player from that glorious Ajax side? Let us know in the comments below. And in the meantime, stay tuned for more football history, one incredible story at a time.